Of cauldrons and seals, lost symbols of authority. The crown and scepter are symbols of authority in European monarchies. They symbolize their wielder's sovereignty and right to rule. During Imperial China, there were two symbols of authority, the Ding, or the cauldron, and the Xi, or the seal. In this video, we'll learn of two lost symbols of authority. 九鼎, the 9 cauldrons. A ding is a cauldron. Their shape can be round with 3 legs, or rectangular with 4 legs. They were used for storage, cooking, and ritual purposes. The 九鼎, or the 9 cauldrons, were ding made by the legendary figure Yu the Great, who tamed the flood and founded the Xia Dynasty. The earliest known record of the 9 cauldrons comes from 左传, which is a historical record dated to the spring and autumn period. They are also recorded in the records of the Grand Historian. According to these records, Yu divided the land into 9 provinces and created a cauldron to represent each province, and kept the 9 cauldrons at the capital of Xia. Thus, 九鼎 became the representation of his power and authority. When the Shang Dynasty replaced the Xia Dynasty, they took the 9 cauldrons to their capital city as a sign that they had the right to rule over the land. When the Zhou Dynasty overthrew the Shang Dynasty, the ownership of the 9 cauldrons shifted to the royal family of Zhou. In the waning days of the Zhou Dynasty, many of their vassal states began wanting the cauldrons for themselves. Thus the idiom 问鼎轻重 was born. It literally means inquiring the weight of the ding, but it is used to mean the quest for power. When the Qin Dynasty took over, the 9 cauldrons were lost. At the time, some believed that they had sunk into the Si River. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, had sent people to search the river, but they were never found. To this day, no one knows what had happened to the 9 cauldrons. The Imperial Seal of China, or 传国玉玺, was a seal carved out of jade, created on the order of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. The words 受命于天，既寿永昌 were carved onto it in birdworm seal script. The 8 words mean, having received the mandate from heaven, may the emperor lead a long and prosperous life. Legend also states that the imperial seal was carved out of a priceless piece of jade called 和氏璧, which deserves its own video since it's got its own legends. The Qin Dynasty was short-lived, and its last ruler handed over the imperial seal to the new emperor of the Han Dynasty. Thus, having the imperial seal legitimizes the claim of authority. Those who declare rulership without the imperial seal are seen as fools. Subsequently, the loss of the imperial seal was seen as a sign of decline. Thus the imperial seal has been passed down to generations of emperors, until the last emperor of the Tang Dynasty died by self-immolation. That's when most historians agree that the imperial seal was lost. During the Song Dynasty, there's a story of a farmer finding a jade seal when he was working in the field. The farmer presented it to the central government, where the officials determined that it was the imperial seal. That imperial seal was once again lost during the collapse of the Song Dynasty. The first emperor of the Ming Dynasty sent out expeditions to find the imperial seal, to no avail. To this day, the imperial seal is still considered a lost national treasure. And those were the 2 lost symbols of authority of dynastic China. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe.